guess being a girl boss is not really worth it.
Whatever you do in your life, please do not be a girl boss. And take it from me as someone who was a former girl boss. So I graduated with a degree in electrical engineering from a top engineering program. I hustled so much in my early 20s because I was like, I want to make it. I want to reach the top of the corporate ladder. And it did work to a certain extent. Like I worked at Spotify, I worked at Uber, and I worked at DoorDash as well. But in the process of being a girl boss, I kind of lost my sanity and my physical health was going to the trash. I developed PCOS as a result of not taking care of myself, and it took me almost a year and a half to kind of get rid of my symptoms. And I still kind of struggle.
I know exactly what she's going through. I also developed PCOS. I have it. I have symptoms too.
With it from day to day. And now that I'm just like a stay-at-home girlfriend, I just work out whenever, I freelance, and I kind of live life on my own schedule. And also my quality of life is so much better because I have a man who has provider energy, actually cares for me, has a problem-solving mindset, and he's just a man.
That's the simplest thing you can say out there. That makes a huge difference. He is just a man. For men, it comes easy. Those things, these attributes, these personality traits, it's for the men out there. And that's why women do need men in their life to keep them stable, but also the same. Some other attributes and some other personality traits that women have, men do lack. And it is necessary for them to have a balanced life.
Like it's so hard even nowadays to even come across men who are actually men because I don't know what happened in this, what they put in the water or something, but now these men are like acting like women and it doesn't make any sense.
It's because the majority of them are raised by women.
Yeah, just don't be a girl boss. Take it from me as a retired girl boss. It's not worth it.
Want to know something that most women aren't ready to hear? Modern feminism killed chivalry. Modern feminism has shifted from seeking equality to promoting superiority and resentment towards men, framing men as oppressors rather than partners and equals. With the birth of modern feminism, there came the birth of the girl boss, I don't need a man. Chivalry was never meant to make women look weak. It was made to create a culture of mutual respect where men acted honorably towards women and acknowledged their virtue and grace. Modern feminism, by demanding sameness instead of equality, has blurred those lines. In trying to erase gender differences, it's erased the gestures that celebrate them. The result of this is now we have an entire generation of men who are not willing to honor, pursue, or protect women. We have this entire generation of men who just want to hook up on the first date, who have no respect for women, who don't hold open the door, who don't buy flowers, and it is because of modern feminism. Not only that, but it is also a result of weak men. There's a reason that our grandparents have the cutest love stories where the men pursued the women and they didn't have sex until they were married and they respected and honored each other. And now we are seeing the result of the crash and burn of modern feminism. And unfortunately, it is affecting a lot of women looking for life partners and a lot of men looking for life partners. Feminism is great. The idea of feminism is great.
The idea of feminism is great. And well said. The idea when feminism actually was created, and the core base of what feminism meant back then was great. But what feminism or modern feminism is today, this is where a lot of people have issues with, men and women alike.
The idea of feminism is great to promote equality, but it has evolved into something that is toxic and dangerous to our society.
100% agree.
Is the worst thing that's ever happened to society.
And actually, you should be listening to a woman who is holding a baby and being a mother to someone. Like, this is the exact mom, this is the exact person that you should be listening to. They went through everything. All right?
And I say that with knowing the
it
fact
is important.
that I am very privileged to be able to vote and to contribute to the democracy that I live in. It literally ruined everything. It ruined everything. Because in the 1950s or 60s or whatever, you could support a family of 4, 5, 6, whatever, on one salary. You could have a house and a car and 2 cars and send your kids to school, and gas was 50 cents and all this other garbage. And now people have to have 2-income households.
This is 100% true. And I see where she struggles with it, because now she wants to be a stay-at-home mom and raise a child and do her wifely duties, but it is almost impossible. She needs to sacrifice being a mother in order to be able to give a good future for her children. Honestly, I feel like feminism was created by civilians, but it is abused by corporations. Today, modern feminism and what feminism is today, like, this is 100% some type of corporation thing. We people do not want this. We don't want to have to work 2 jobs. We don't want to have both parents having to work in order to just give a normal future for their children, not even a privileged one. We don't want to work our whole life not to be able to afford a house or a car and have to end up in so much debt.
Or single moms are barely getting by. Single parents are barely getting by. On top of that, I'm now expected to work, which is the most trash thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. Maybe I feel that way because I don't have like a big, strong career or whatever, and I'm just a server. I love my kids. I think going to work and having to be separate from them, especially my son, he's 9 weeks old now, and I have to go back to work because we need the money. We're financially
No, that is terrible.
screwed.
That is so sad. And not only that, a woman will have to go and work in order to afford a daycare, and then some other woman or some other person is raising that child, and they have to pay that money to someone else to spend the time with their child. Like, you have no idea as a mother how hard that feels.
Didn't, right? My theory on feminism is that it was started by actually like big corporations, and it was so that they could get more people in the workforce.
I feel like it started by civilians and now it's abused by corporations.
And so that the rich people could get richer. That's my theory.
Everything is about rich people getting richer.
Call me crazy.
No, you're not crazy. You're saying
the dumbest thing you could do.
Call me crazy.
Boss babe is the dumbest thing you could do as a girl. You were literally meant to live the dang soft life. I'm not saying you can't do the same thing as a man. I'm not saying you can't become a doctor or lawyer or anything like that, because God knows I have big plans for my life. If you're striving to just outwork a man just for the pure, simple pleasure of like, I'm better than you, the person that's winning is a man. Like, you should never have to work to the point that man to stay at home while you work your booty off, birth kids, and on top of that, come home and have to dictate the household and wear the pants. Then, girl, what are you doing? Like, you're literally missing out on the whole purpose of being a woman.
What do you think about the boss babe phenomenon, Rachel? What do you think about that?
I think it's all a huge farce. I think it's all a mirage. It doesn't exist. I think that women thinking that they're boss babes is pie in the sky silliness. I think it's a result of 100 years of feminist propaganda, and that a lot of women really buy into it because it's in everything, right? Every pop star, every singer, every rapper, every movie star, every TV show you've watched since you were a little kid tells you that you can be an ass-kicking chick. You can take out all the bad guys in the movie. Like,
and who is approving those movies? Those lyrics? Who is putting those songs on top charts? Who is putting them on the radio for us to listen to them all the time in malls and other places? Who? The moment you start questioning these things, the moment you actually start questioning, are you crazy or sane?
Roundhouse kicking their ass when you're 90 pounds. That you can, be a CEO and do all the things the men do, and it's going to work out for you the same way it works out for them. And that's just not reality. So I actually have a book I wrote about the history of feminism and how that all happened.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, it's made women pretty miserable. All the surveys we've done on women since the 1970s show that they're like far unhappier by every metric we can measure than they've ever been. Higher rates of alcoholism, drug abuse, mental illness, loneliness, childlessness. We have a birth rate collapse. Women now are saying they can't find men on their level because they'll go to college for 4 to 8 years. They'll get a degree. They'll start their career, and then they'll hit 32. They want to settle down with a guy, and they're like, well, he has to make more than me, and he has to be a foot taller than me, and he has to be all these things. But by the time you're in your mid-30s, those guys have already picked girls that are in their early 20s who are going to give them a bunch of kids and stuff like that. So women have all these expectations that are not realistic.
And the sad reality is that somehow we are wired to think that men would appreciate us more if we did have this girl boss attitude and mentality, which in honest truth, it is a farce. It has nothing to do with men appreciating you more. Men look for some other things. This is something that women created between themselves, or the society itself created. Men don't really care if you are making more money than them. They care about other values that somehow women have been trashing left and right.
Out into the world as adults, things don't match up, and they're like, what's wrong? I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what's wrong. I did everything I was supposed to do. I went to college. I have a career. I look really pretty. I have all the extensions and the fake tan and the fake boobs, and I did all the things. Why are things not going how I expected? And I think it's because we tell them that they can be like men, and we're not like men. So
I have a question.
It's a terrible deal for us to create feminism or talk about feminism under the umbrella of I can do everything all at once, boss babe. That is the worst end of the stick for women. How does that help us? It's toxic. It actually it gives us a terrible end of the deal. Like, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for someone telling me that you need to have it all together all the time, be a boss babe, get paid as much as men in the same industry while you're taking care of your 3 kids, while you're taking care of your husband, while you're handling your household. I don't want that pressure. The burnout.
It's not even that you don't want that pressure. It is almost impossible for you to deal with that pressure. You feel always out of control. You cannot be good at everything. Some things are going to have to suffer. And the most painful part is when you see that your children are the ones suffering because you have to keep up with this thing that I don't even know who created at this point.
The burnout is real. The feeling of not being able to handle doing everything, but having to show that I can handle everything because that's what boss babe culture is telling us. It's a lot. And I don't want to have to pretend. I don't want to have to fall under that narrative. I want to say that I'm going to try my best to do what I can while I'm not pregnant yet. But when I do get pregnant, something's going to have to take a back seat. So no, it is not I can do everything. It is I can do everything maybe, but in different phases of my life. My life comes in seasons. Yeah. Season 1 can be fully on me, independent. Season 2 will be my family comes first. And I don't want to feel like I have to compromise something so beautiful as family unit and partnership because I want to fall under this whole I can do it all together. No, you can't do it all together. Something's got to give. It's either your guilt or your burnout or your relationship.
Something got to give.
The narrative has shifted completely.
Silent regret of the boss babe era. By 2030, nearly half of working women are going to be projected as unmarried and childless. Not because they failed.
That is so sad.
Not because they're not capable, but because they followed the feminism plan that they were given. From their early 20s, many women were told the same thing. Focus on school, build a career,
And that takes time. And literally it takes the best years for a woman. If women want to become a wife and they want to become a mother and they want to take care of that and have a great household and build it all from scratch, that also takes a lot of time. But if you put that all after 30, first of all, you don't have the same blood pressure that you had before. You don't have the same patience that you had before because you have used all of that being and becoming this version of you that you thought that society will appreciate. So it is really sad. It is really hard for women today.
Independent, relationships can wait, family can wait. You have time. We've all heard that, right? So they listened.
No, they don't
worked
have
the longer
time.
Hours. They delayed the dating.
That's the thing.
They passed on good men because now is just not the time. Maybe they put their relationships on hold because the success felt too urgent in the moment. Now, in your late 20s, in early 30s, it works, right? You feel empowered, stable, validated, in total control. Psychology shows a shift that often happens in the late 30s, not because your ambition was wrong, not because success is bad, but because fulfillment does not follow the corporate timeline. That's when the realization hits you, and it hits you hard. I've been grinding since my early 20s. I did everything right. I have security. I'm financially stable. And I'm alone. And this is the part that doesn't really get talked about that much. Achievement gives dopamine, right? It's short term. It eventually fades, but connection creates meaning, and meaning lasts. And there's decades of research that show after basic financial stability, more money stops increasing long-term happiness. What does predict life satisfaction is close relationships, partnership, family, and a shared purpose. But biology doesn't negotiate with culture. Attachment does not wait forever, and men who want families don't pause their lives indefinitely. That's why this warning doesn't land at 30. The cost doesn't show up right away. It shows up later, and sometimes when it's too late. This is not anti-career. It is sure as hell not anti-independence, and I am not shaming women. I'm just telling the truth here, okay?
Yeah.
You can build success. You can build wealth. You can build power. Just do not let anybody convince you that everything can be postponed without consequence, because that's not true.
Exactly.
Some doors close to punish you. They close because time moves forward. You still have time, just not as much as you were told.
And that is so true as well. Like, if you look at it, there are so many people who are poor but happy because they have each other and they have families. And somehow poor people have more families and more family members than rich people, because rich people spend the majority of their time working on themselves independently, and now they don't know where to start and how to end. And their happiness is completely different. Their values are completely different. And once they realize it's not worth it and it's not on the same level as having a family and having that partnership, it kind of is too late for the majority of people.
Thing that women say to me all the time: why don't you make your husband a sandwich? Okay. Is he hungry? Does he want a sandwich? Like, did he say something?
You can make a sandwich and then after that go and do your own thing. It's not like you have to not make a sandwich for your man in order to be a working woman. It's not like you cannot succeed doing whatever just because you're making a sandwich. And it's not like if you're making a sandwich, you're not a good woman. I don't understand this at all.
Make my husband food. The last 4 nights I made my husband dinner. Like, I don't understand this weird they're trying to shame women for taking care of their families. Like, that is another element of feminism that I cannot stand. It's an attack on family and these things that work.
Also, that
it
aspect
works. Men are biologically unable to have children. So the aspiration to climb a ladder forever, to wake up every single day and not have to worry about being pregnant for 9 months, I mean, that makes sense. We're different creatures, you know?
I think that's like a troll, though. No, it's like all you're good for is like, yo, make me something to eat.
No, that whole concept came from rabid feminists. Like, there was something wrong with being in the kitchen, right?
Oh, okay.
And this was...
Oh my God, don't even go there. I'm a gamer girl, okay? I go on any type of FPS game, they hear my voice and they immediately say, what are you doing here? Your place is in the kitchen, go make me a sandwich. Like, this is such a thing that I have been hearing left and right. It is so ridiculous and overused at this point that it doesn't have any more impact, like zero impact.
Sort of this push of women get out of the home and go to work, which has made so many women miserable. And most of them, when it's too late, because they feel this pressure now of like, oh, well, if I don't aspire to anything other than like family, then I'm going to somehow be a failure. And so they take on these jobs that, a lot of them take on jobs that, you know, they know is not going to result in some budding career. Like, it's usually in fashion or textiles or something like that, when in reality women want to be married, happily married. It's an admirable goal.
Yeah. The sandwich sounds pretty good, though.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, if my husband ever wanted a sandwich, I'd make it for him.
Simple. And there is literally zero shame in saying that and doing that. In the majority of the time now, when guys come in to me and tell me, go make a sandwich, and I was like, why? You cannot make yourself a sandwich? It's fine, I can make you a sandwich, but let me carry you first. Like, it's literally so simple. It doesn't affect you whatsoever, because there is nothing wrong in making a sandwich and being in the kitchen. Although I have to admit, the majority of the chefs that are really good and very famous are men.
Always oscillating between divine femininity and girl boss feminism, and they both suck. Do I have an answer? No, but let's talk about the context. I've been
have a balance?
Every single How My Partner I Split Finances videos, because the comments are always filled with something along the lines of, well, you're a goddess, so your man should be paying for everything. Now, of course, these comments are well intentioned, but I always find this line of reasoning to feel oily. The idea that women deserve to be financially accommodated for by virtue of being a woman ties back to the idea that men transactionally provide labor and resource value in return for women's reproductive value. You take care of me because I am going to carry your children. That is how the dynamic has historically played out, and it's rooted in bioessentialist claims.
I am not able to be doing everything, to be a boss babe and be the best parent or the best mother to your children, all right, and keep your house the cleanest, have your dinner ready, everything. Like, I cannot do that. So that's the transaction that we're talking about. So when a man brings the money to the table, that's what the woman should be bringing to the table, not herself. What does that even mean, yourself? Because he, with that money, can have multiple of you every single day.
Kind of realize how the dynamic has historically played out, and it's rooted in bioessentialist claims. Now, since we've kind of realized that women exist beyond being human incubators, this logic still persists with ideas of, well, I make you look good, so you should take care of me. I am a high-value woman. I am successful and beautiful, therefore I am worthy of indirect compensation. But what does that boil down to? It means you, the man, gain social capital by being in this relationship with me, therefore making you look better to your male peers. This is a very common thought process, and no matter how high-value the woman is, she is reduced to a flashy accessory. Notice how both of these thought iterations still feel
He could actually spend the money on like a new suit, a better car, a better house. You're just an add-on then? You're a DLC? An expansion? Like, what do you mean? I am sorry, but I don't want to stoop that low. I don't want to be that, and that is all who I am and what I am to someone.
And neglectful of the connection itself. Okay, so what's the other option? Financially free, independent girl boss. I still don't like this one, but it does promote us to a broader system of power. Instead of bioessentialism, now we're upgraded to class. So sociological background here, most systems of power are formed over economic disparity. We can very easily track systemic biases back to class and socioeconomic differences. So in the Western world, it naturally follows the way ever to climb the social totem pole is to girl boss it up, to work harder. Your humanity is proven by succeeding within the confines of a system that not only doesn't care about you, but is actively trying to make your life less fulfilling. And women are, statistically, really good at this. In practice, how liberating is this really when your freedom can only be found through maximizing your output, both through your labor value, but still also in the traditional expectations of what women should be? And side note, this idea of liberation can create a scary culture for people who are on the lower rungs of the socioeconomic ladder, because it says that yes, there is a way out, but only in a way that contributes to a larger culture that makes us all miserable, which still does suck. True. It's not changing the rules of power, but more so putting yourself in a position where you can now punch down instead. I'm definitely only viewing this through the capitalist realist lens, and there are definitely more abolitionist perspectives out there, though I do also wonder how we could possibly spread more intense ideologies to actually create change. Whether we realize it or not, most people are very opposed to things that question the current structure, even if they despise the current structure. This video is haphazard and I don't have an answer, so I'm sorry, but I've been thinking about this on and off for like the past year, so I want to put my thoughts all just in one place, if that makes sense. I don't know. I can't be alone in this.
You're not alone in this. You just lost me with big words. But I agree, girl. Slay. Love the hair.
The boss bitch. I could do everything by myself. That hyper independent bullshit. And
I hate that. The thing is that I was at one point that, and I showed and I proved to myself that I can do it. And that gave me the sense of freedom and independence. And I saw how it is. But then I was like, it doesn't fulfill me. It doesn't make me happy. But it's good that I know that I can. All right? Like mentally I can. Physically I can. It is a possibility. It's not easy. It's hard. But it's a possible thing to do. Now I want something else. Something different. Something better.
31 now. And I still don't. I'm 31 now, and I still don't have kids. I still don't have a family.
That hits hard.
I was focused on trying to get after the bag and all this. Yo, what? I'm in a place now in my life where I'm reevaluating everything. My values, my perspectives, what I really want in the future. And what I really want is a family. I feel like social media or just everything around us, society in general, wants to push that the woman is the future. No. The family is the future.
There are so many women that are going to be in this situation because they have been lied to. And there are a lot of men out there that want to have families that have been trying to say this. They have been trying to say that they just want a woman that is loving and caring in nature. They don't care if you're a boss babe.
And every time they said something like that, they would be shamed for it. They literally would be shamed for it. Like, you would say what kind of a simpleton you are and what kind of a woman you want. That's such a low thing. You are just thinking like all these men that are oppressive, conservative, whatever. It is really, really difficult, especially for men to like just say it out there blatantly without being shamed for it as well.
If anything, unfortunately, it might work against you. Now, for this woman, she's come to that realization with plenty of time. I think she's going to find what she wants.
A serious relationship right now. I'm 26. You know, I was engaged before. And I've been single for 2 years, and I've been dating. My last relationship, he was a provider. He was in tech, so he made off very well. He took care of me. That was like my best friend. He was very loving. We had great memories together. We accomplished a lot together.
Then what happened?
And what ended it was I needed to focus on my business. He wanted more.
Why did you need, if he was the provider, why did you need to focus on any type of business?
Time for him. What ended it was I needed to focus on my business. He wanted more time for him, us together, but I needed more time for me to focus on my business.
Wait, so you ended the relationship just to focus on your business? I don't know.
I didn't end it because of that, but he was requiring more time from me, and it was causing a strain in our relationship. You know, I love that he took care of me, he provided for me, because I want that in a relationship. But at the end of the day, I got to take care of myself. I got to make sure I have money set aside and make sure I'm good. And I have my own passions that I want to.
Yes, you have passions to pursue, but also you need to know that you need to give some time to the man as well. He wants to be appreciated and he wants to spend time with you. He is providing already. So it's not like you need all the time in the world for your business. Let's be honest. You were very selfish in this situation. You couldn't even give him. Let's be honest, guys. Men do not require a lot. They don't require a lot of your attention, a lot of your time, a lot of your emotions. Like, you pretending that he asked for a lot is what is wrong. He did not ask for much, but you were not ready to compromise at all. And that's the problem. You thought you were better. You thought you can do better. And now you are stuck. 36 years old. 2 years without any type of relationship. I feel like your mentality didn't change whatsoever, because you cannot even admit here what the cause of the problem was or is. You didn't learn from it whatsoever, and that's why you are all alone now. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with me. Also, check out my Patreon for more videos, patreon.com/supportbunny. I will leave a link in the description down below. And guys, really, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. It's so simple, so easy, but it means the world to me because it helps out with my job and career. And yeah, I am a mother, I am a wife, but I also have a career, and I am trying to do it all. And it's not easy, but it's possible. Thank you. Have a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye.